Gewoon mijn eerste naam of mijn volledige naam?
Wat je wel, wat je mooi bent.
Eerste naam.
Ik moet hier even nog eens kijken of ik wel recht ben. Ja, de bomen staan recht. Dus ik denk dat het goed is.
Oké.
Ik ga aan deze kant staan.
Ja.
Een beetje lager. En dan kijk je natuurlijk.
Ja.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah. My name is Stephanie, and I actually used Ignite as a student, and I also worked on it with the PIs.
And what did you do exactly?
So hold on. It's a while ago. Yeah. So what I did when I worked with Ignite was that I actually okay. I actually worked on editing some of the content that was on the Daria Teach platform, and I also created some of the content on there, but my main focus was to just edit and restructure based on what the students really needed. So, in turn, what I really needed.
Okay. Kun je jas een heel klein beetje hoog doen, dat je microfoon een beetje uit de wind valt?
Ja, zo is goed.
Ja. What was it like learning with Ignite and Daria Teach?
Yeah, so it was definitely a different experience because I'm more used to learning with my courses, with the course book, the materials, the PDFs. So it was really interesting to kind of get a different look at how you can learn about humanities and the digitization of it. So there's a lot of interactive quizzes, there's a lot of interactive assignments that we had to do, but I enjoyed learning it that way because it was something different to experience. Yeah.
And what did you hope to achieve? What did you learn working on it as a developer?
Yeah. So it was quite challenging in the beginning because it was a completely new system that I wasn't really familiar with. So I had to spend a couple days / weeks really getting familiar with how the content worked because it was a little bit tedious at times. But I really learned how important it was to make sure that the students' needs are met. So when you're creating the content or editing the content, you always have to keep in mind what the students will need to learn from this. Are they learning what you want them to learn? And are they enjoying the experience? So it was a lot of focus on the other side of how are they going to receive the content that is on the Daria Teach platform.
Okay, and how might the content serve you in your future career?
Yeah, so in my future career, I actually work in corporate marketing. In my future career, so at the moment I actually work in corporate marketing, and some people might think, well, I don't really see the similarities from working with Ignite and Daria Teach to all of a sudden going to corporate marketing, but for me there are a lot of similarities that I see. For example, we're really focused on how someone views a brand or how someone understands the stories of that brand that you are presenting. So for me, I look at this as the students are learning and trying to understand the stories that you present to them. So to me, there's a lot of similarities in that way, that you always have to think of the other side and not just what you're saying or what your teachers are saying or what your boss is saying. You really have to kind of break the fourth wall and really understand what is going on. Yeah.
Very nice. And then another question, can you explain to me what Ignite is?
Yeah. So Ignite is basically the digitization of humanities. So humanities and the digital world were often considered not to be compatible, or there were too many gaps or loopholes that didn't really seem that they were going to be able to be solved. However, Ignite has really, I would say Ignite has really stepped up in the sense that they are really starting to digitize the humanities, like showing that it is accessible for a lot of people and that it is possible to have humanities looked at in a digital lens. So I find it really interesting because it's something that the humanities is slowly progressing towards, and I really feel that people should start to pay attention to this because our world is becoming more digital as we speak, so it's only a matter of time before the humanities join. Yeah.
And is it also easier with Ignite to work worldwide, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. While I was working with Ignite, we actually had a autumn school program where it was about a month and a half worth of courses that everyone from all over the world followed. So it was people from India, it was people from Canada, people from Holland, Germany, and even Nigeria in some cases. So it's definitely accessible all over the world. The time zones might be a problem sometimes with the online classes, but as far as I remember, people really enjoyed being able to connect with other people from the world. And that was mainly due to the fact that COVID, we were not allowed to have in-person classes, but we realized that these online classes are actually quite helpful, and it provides a better experience for people to meet each other where they might not have had the opportunity if they had to travel. And yeah.
And do you think it feels more natural now? Now you did this, and also with COVID.
Yeah, I would say it's starting to become more natural now. I mean, it's something that the entire world has to adapt to. It's something that we have to be prepared for. If there is another way of... Hold on, let me start this again.
We get a visitor.
Yeah, I think it's definitely easier to work with now than it was before, because I think a lot of people were used to face-to-face, really getting the teacher to explain the material or their view of it. But now we're kind of forced to do that on our own. And I think it's been a year now since the pandemic has been going on, so people are becoming more accustomed. And I think it's something that is just going to have to be a part of the future. It's not something that we can get rid of, so to speak.
Ja, dat is wel grappig.